Hi everyone, my name is K. Srinivasulu. I am working in Saint Martin Engineering College as assistant professor in CSC department. Today topic is OOPS concepts, object oriented programming through Java. Yes, what is OOPS? Object oriented programming is a programming paradigm based on the concepts of objects. What is a paradigm? Simple paradigm nothing but a application, how we can solve the problem. Here is how we can solve the problem by using objects only. By using objects. What is an object? A real world entity. You take anyone. You take the now pen. This is a one object. You take cam, one object. You take bench, one object. Now smart board also one object only. Why? Because we can see that one, we can touch that one. That is called object. That is the paradigm. Next, we have to create object means first we have defined the class. How to create object means how to define the class. How we can define the class? A class contains properties and methods. What is the properties? Means data only. A class contains properties and methods. Properties means data only. Methods means actions. By using class only we can create the object. Means class means a logical entity. Suppose you construct one house. First we need the one planning. That planning is nothing but a class. Based on the planning only, you construct the building. That is called object. Object means a real world entity. A class means a logical entity. Next, how we can write the class? How we can define the class? How we can define the class? Simple. You write the class is a keyword, and class after class you write the class name. You write the class name followed by the open power bracket and close the power bracket. In between this one open and close, we write here is variables. Variables and methods. Yes. What is a variable? You know what is a variable? We can change the data. That data we can take as a variables. What is a methods? Methods means actions. We are doing anything object oriented through the methods only. Why? Because it provides the security. Now you take here is I give to one example is int age. Next int marks. Next, after create the variables, int is a data type. Now age is a variable. Yes, now here is and how we can end the statement with the semicolon only. How we can send the statement int age, put the semicolon, int marks, put the semicolon. How we can write the methods? How we can write the actions? Simple. I am studying. You write here is study and open parenthesis and close. Again open the power bracket and close the power bracket. In between open and power bracket I write here the SOP statement. I am studying. I am studying. I am studying. Yes. This is the how we can define the class means this is you write the class is a keyword. After class keyword you have to write the class name and open power bracket. Next close the power bracket. In between you have to write the variables and methods. Variables means data only. Variables means data. That is int age, int marks. What are the methods available here is only one method, that is the study. Means what we are doing, that is called method, that is called action. What we are doing, I am studying. Next, what is an object? Next one is what is an object? Next, what is an object? Object is nothing but a real world entity. Means we can see that one, we can touch that one. Yes, suppose now previously we create the one class is student. How we can create object for that one? You take the student. S equal to new student. You write the new student and open and close. This is the how to create object means this is the syntax of the how to create object. Student S equal to, we are passing, this is called reference variable. Student S equal to new student. Here is new is a one operator. By using the new operator only, we can allocate the memory for that object. Suppose you don't use the new keyword, we cannot create the object. That is the difference between the class and object. Based on the class only create object, always you have to use the keyword is new keyword. Then only you can create the object. Otherwise you cannot create object. That is called real world entity. A real world entity requires the space. Suppose you take the bench, that is a real world entity, that is requires the space. Here also students, in our student is class, how we can create the student one? I take IDs, student S1 equal to new operator and followed by student and open and close. Now we are creating only one object, that is S1. Next you create n number of objects. Based on the planning, we can create n number of buildings. Like that only, first you have to create the class. Based on the class, we can create the n number of objects. This is the syntax of the how to create the object. Object means a real world entity. Clear? Next. What are the main principles of OOPS? What are the main principles of OOPS? What are the main principles of OOPS? Why it is this one? We have four main principles. One is encapsulation, second one is polymorphism, third one is abstraction.
Play
Sorry.
current page.
Yes. Program paradigm available in the market. Yes, program paradigm means imperative and declarative. Next, one more is paradigm is a solution to the problem. What is the solution here is everything is an object only. Why? Because our Java is object oriented programming language. That's why paradigm means a solution to the problem. What is the solution here is object. Next, what are the main principles of OOPS? Object oriented programming is. One is inheritance. Second one is encapsulation, and third one is polymorphism, and fifth one is abstraction. These are the main features of OOPS concepts. These are main principles. You know inheritance. What is inheritance? I will explain. Next, what is the encapsulation? What is the polymorphism? And what is the abstraction? Now I take here is what is the encapsulation. Now I take one is encapsulation. Yes, now what is the encapsulation? What is the encapsulation? Simple. Encapsulation means we combine the variables and methods. Where we can combine the variables, where we can keep the variables and methods in the class only. Yes or no? Means what is encapsulation? We can combine the variables and method is called encapsulation. Where we can encapsulation in the class only. What is the best example for the encapsulation? Example is class only. Why? Because in the class only we can keep the class name, and open and close. Here is keep the variables and methods. Yes. What is encapsulation? Encapsulation is a process of combining the variables and methods, where we can keep all the variables and methods in the class itself. It's called encapsulation. Next, what is the main advantage of encapsulation? Yes, we can keep means hide the data. We can hide the data. How we can hide the data? By using access modifiers or access specifiers. Suppose I write here is private. I declare one variable in the one class. I don't want to get the second class. That time we go for the private access modifier. Suppose I want that variable access in the other class. That time we go for the public. That time we go for the public. Always we can use variables, can use the private only. For classes only you can create the public. Now I write here is yes, now I write is class employee. Class employee. What are the properties of the employee? What are the properties of employee? First, employee having the int employee ID, string employee name. Next, yes, now we take the class is class employee having the two properties. One is the int employee ID, one more the variable is string ename. Always better to create take the private for the variables. Always for class we can use the public only. Why? Because we are accessing we are implementing the inheritance. That why we can use the public. Always for members can use the private. For class we can use the public. Next, what are the methods of the employee? Now suppose you getting the bonus. Now you getting the bonus of that employee. Now SOP of system.out.println, you write here is employee bonus, and one more variable is int salary, sal. Yes, write here is employee bonus, put the colon, and here is use the concatenation operator and write the salary dot 2.5. See here, I declared one class employee having two variables, employee ID and one more is employee name and one more variable is sal. These we always take as a variables as a private only. Why? Because of the security reason. Next, we take the public class. For methods also you can take access modifiers public or private and protected. But here is employee salary dot 2.5 means getting the salary bonus. Okay, this is called encapsulation. What is encapsulation? We can combine the variables and methods. It's called encapsulation. What is a method? We perform some actions. What the action here is? Bonus. What are the properties of data? Employee ID, employee name, salary. This is about the encapsulation. This is the main pillar of the OOPS. Next, what is the second one? Next, second one is inheritance. Second one is inheritance. What is inheritance? This is the what is the main purpose object oriented? We are achieving the reusability. By using inheritance, we can achieve the reusability. Yes, suppose you don't want to implement the inheritance, that is the problem in the object based. What is the object based? In the object based, we cannot get the inheritance, means we cannot reuse the code. Whenever in the object oriented programming language, we can achieve the reusability. Suppose I create the two classes, I want to create that class into some other package. That time no one wants to create again that class, same class. We can reduce the duplicates. We cannot allow the duplicates. That time we can use the inheritance, means what are the properties of the base class, we can get those properties the child class, and what are the methods in the base class, we can get those methods in the parent class, sorry, subclass. This is about the inheritance. What are the types of inheritances? 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 We have 5 types of inheritances. We have 5 types of inheritances. Types of inheritance. What is inheritance? What is inheritance? We can acquire the properties of the base class to subclass is called inheritance. What is the main purpose? We can reuse the code. We have the 5 types of inheritances. Types of inheritances. First one is single level. Single level. Yes, single level means in inheritance we have the main concept is base class and subclass. Yes. Suppose you take the real-time example, you take our parents or grandparents. We are getting property from our parent to our children's, or from grandparent to parent and parent to children's only, sons only or daughters only. That is called inheritance. We have the two terminologies. One is the base class, one more is the subclass. What is the base class? This is called parent class. Base class are called parent class. Next, subclass we called child class. Yes, we have the base class and subclass. I created the base class. How we can get those base class properties and methods in the subclass? For that, we have used the keyword is extends keyword. We can use the keyword is extend. In inheritance, we can use the one keyword is extend keyword. By using extend keyword only, we can get the from the base class to subclass. Yes, now what is the single level? Simple. We write here is one base class, and we write one subclass. Subclass means R we called parent class. R we called parent class. Or we can call subclass, or we call child class. Yes, now we have the single level means we have only one base class or one parent class. Next one is we have only one subclass means only one child class. This is called single level. In single level inheritance, we can take only one base class and one subclass, or we call child class, or we can call parent class. This is about the single level inheritance. Next one is multi-level. Second one is multi-level. Second one is multi-level. What is the multi-level inheritance? Now here is one base class. Again we take the one base class. From the base class, we can again derive the subclass. Again, from this subclass, we can derive the one more class is called multi-level. Again, we write the subclass only. Or we called derived class. Derived class. What is multi-level? We have one base class. From that base class, we can derive one subclass. From that subclass, again derive one more subclass is called multi-level. What are the properties in the base class? We can get in the subclass. Again, what are the properties of the subclass? We can achieve this second subclass also. Subclass 1 and subclass 2. This is about the multi-level inheritance. Very important. Okay, now how we can means we have the only one base class. From that base class, we can derive one subclass. Again, from that subclass, we can derive one more subclass is called multi-level inheritance. Next one is how we can get the multiple inheritance. Third one is multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. Yes, our object-oriented programming, our Java is directly support the multiple inheritance. What is the multiple inheritance? We have the two base classes. We have the two base classes. We have the two base class 1 and base class 2 are we called parent class 1 and parent class 2. I want derive the one subclass. Yes, now I want derive the what is the multi-level. We have the one base class 1 and we have the base class 2. I want derive the one subclass from the base class 1 and base class 2. By using classes, we cannot achieve the multiple inheritance in Java. Why? Because it does not support multiple inheritance by using classes. How we can achieve the multiple inheritance? How we can achieve the multiple inheritance? Yes, now by using interfaces, yes, by using interfaces, we can achieve the multiple inheritance. By using classes, it is not possible. We cannot achieve the multiple inheritance by using classes. How we can achieve that one? By using interface only. By using interface only. Next, fourth one is hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. Fourth one is hierarchical inheritance. What is the hierarchical inheritance? We have the two. We have the one base class. From that base class, we can derive the two subclasses. Subclass 1 and subclass 2. What is hierarchical means? We have the one base class and we have the two subclasses. From that base class only we can derive the two classes. It's called hierarchical inheritance. We can achieve this hierarchical inheritance in Java. Yes, why? Because we have only one base class and we have the subclasses. This is called hierarchical inheritance. Next, fifth one is hybrid inheritance. Fifth one is hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance. What is hybrid inheritance? The combination of any two inheritance is called hybrid inheritance. The combination of any two inheritance is called hybrid inheritance. Yes, now I take here is the combination of any two inheritance except multiple. What is hybrid? The combination of any two inheritance is called hybrid inheritance except multiple inheritance. Now I write it is, yes, this is called now. Yes, base class. This is the subclass. Again, this is one more subclass. This is one more subclass. Now this comes under single level. Next, this comes under hierarchical. What is hybrid means? The combination of any two inheritance is called hybrid inheritance. This is called single level. This first one is called single level. Next, this one is called, yes, this is about the hierarchical inheritance. Next go through the last one is polymorphism. This is very, very important. Okay, na? Polymorphism. What is the polymorphism? Poly means many. Morphism means forms. Polymorphism. Polymorphism. Poly means many. Morphism means forms. Suppose you take one person. That person now I am paying. What is my role here is I am a teacher. I am going to my home. I am act as a father. I am going to some other place. My role is different. That is called one person can perform many things. It's called polymorphism. Poly means many, morphism means. How we can achieve the polymorphism? Yes, how we can achieve the polymorphism? Yes, by using how we can achieve the polymorphism. Yes, one is overloading. One is overloading and one more is overriding. Overriding. Yes, what is meant by overloading? Overloading. You take, suppose I take the class student. In this, I take here is, I want to add the two numbers. Add of int and add of int a and add of int b comma into c. What is meant by the overloading? In a class, you take the two methods. One is add method. That method take only one parameter. Next again same method. That method take the two parameters. Means method name same. We are passing the different types of parameters. Is called overloading, or we call compile time polymorphism. Okay, now this is called about the overloading. What about the overriding? Means same. You take the class only, class student. I take one method is add and I write it is SOP of printing. How we can achieve the overriding? By using inheritance concept only we can achieve the overriding, because overloading is possible now within the same class only. But what about the overriding? It is possible in the inheritance concept only. Again, we take here is class, one more class, employee, or you take the one more class is marks, extend. Again, what is the class? Student. Write the student. And change the functionality. What is meant by overriding? What is the functionality here is printing. I don't want the printing. I want change the functionality. That is called overriding. Means now you write the SOP of scanning. Why? Because I don't want to print this one. I don't want print the printing. I want print the only scanning. This is called overriding. Overriding means change the functionality. How we can achieve this one? In the inheritance concept only. But overloading can achieve in the same class only. This is about the overloading and overriding. What is overriding? It is called runtime polymorphism. Next. Next one is last one is abstraction. Last one is abstraction. Okay. What is an abstraction? Hide the data. How we can use abstraction? By an abstract class and interface only. Now we are going to the video. Okay na? Now we are going to the video. Yes, Java, OOPS concepts, class, object, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism and abstraction. Okay na? Overloading, overriding and abstraction. Yes, now. OOPS stands for Object-Oriented Programming. Next, what is a class and what is object? A class contains the variables and methods. Object means based on the class, you can create object that is called real world entity. This is the logical entity. Yes, now you take the class. Next example for the class is class student. In student, you take the variable is student ID and what is the method is display method. In the display method, we display something system.out.println. For system.out and println for the printing purpose. We print the ID. Next, here is class name and what are the members of the class. Data members and member functions. Data members means variables or properties or members means methods only or we call actions.